Hey everyone, welcome back to our Monster Hunter World walkthrough videos, and we've just completed the Thunderous Rumble in the Highlands, but we didn't get to record it, so we wanted to give you a few tips on how to take down this tempered Kirin. So it's a really tough monster, and it will hit so hard that it can make you faint pretty much at any time during the battle. So you need to be well prepared for it. So we're going to talk you through a few tips of how we actually took it down, and a big part of this is the setup. So in terms of our setup, we've got the Dying Light Switch Axe, which gives us high Elder Seal, which will help to stop some of Kirin's most devastating moves. It's also got a lot of attack power, it stays sharp for a hell of a long time, and it's got a slot for us to put a gem in, so it really does work out well against Kirin. And then in terms of the armor, we've got the Tsitsi headgear, which gives us some stun resistance, which is really good, and then we've boosted our stun resistance up to level 3. Using the stun charm. And then the rest of our armor is all Kirin. So we've essentially farmed loads of Kirin to be able to build out our armor, and the reason for that is it gives you a lot of thunder resistance. So this will be a huge benefit as you take on Kirin. It also gives you Divine Blessing, which means you'll take a reduced chance of hits and a little bit of extra thunder resistance with the guards. So you can see all the skills that we have. We've got full stun resistance, we've got full thunder resistance, we've got full divine blessing. So all of that means that we just take a hell of a lot less damage from Kirin. And then we've got blight resistance up to 60%, which again is useful. And then we've got things like an attack boost. Fortify, which means that if you do fall, if you do faint, then the next time you come back, you'll come back a little bit stronger, which is quite good because the reality is Kirin is going to make you faint. And then we've got a little bit of health boost and defense boost. So all in all, we've got a lot of things set up to help us take down Kirin in its tempered form. So because we've already completed the assigned task, we can't take it on again. So we're going to respond to SOSs to try to show you some of the tactics. So in terms of the meal, it's a really good idea to get the veggie platter, which gives you elemental resistance, which will help to stop all of the thunder damage, or at least prevent you taking huge amounts of thunder damage. It also gives you some health and stamina and Palico health, so it's a good one to take out. So essentially a tempered Kirin is one heck of a beast, so it's a good idea to throw literally everything at it. And when we say everything, we mean Mega Demon Drug, a little bit of extra Mega Nutrients to take you closer to max health, Mega Armor Skin to keep you in the hunt. We've also got two mantles which we use quite a lot. One is the Vitality Mantle, which you'll be able to use to keep you safe while you get in some hits. And then we've also got the Thunderproof Mantle, which is well worth unlocking, which will give us some thunder protection when the Vitality Mantle runs out. So as soon as you see the Kirin, it's a good idea to put the Vitality Mantle on, but you can see somebody's already fainted. But we can stay in the game, and that's the important thing. You need to be able to stay in the game. You need to be able to take hits like that and stay full health. So you can see we took the full hit of that, but still managed to stay in the game without taking any damage whatsoever. And that gives us an opportunity to get in close and do as much damage as we can. Now again, we've taken another hit, but we haven't really lost a great deal of health. But that's the Vitality Mantle done, so it's time to take it off and move on over to the Thunderproof Mantle. And that gives us another little bit of protection, and essentially the aim is to just cycle through that a few times as the battle goes. So in terms of attacking Kirin, it's a good idea to attack it from the side, because from the front is where it does its most damage. Now as soon as it starts to glow like that, you want to get out of the way and prevent yourself from being electrocuted. And whenever it's down on the ground, you want to lay in with everything that you've got, obviously, because this is one of the few opportunities to get in as many hits as you can. So it's a good chance to get in a lot of damage. And you can see it's currently in its electricity state, where it's covered in electricity, which means it's very difficult to get a hit on. However, if you can get close enough to it, it's a good idea to try and get a few hits in. But you need to make sure that you step back. Now you can see these lines on the ground. Those are the lines of the electricity that cause a lot of damage. So you want to stay in the shaded area and away from the electricity lines to stay out of the way of getting hit. So you can see the lines there. Just stay the hell away from them. Because the prancing pony essentially deals a lot of damage. And anytime it kind of turns to face you, you need to jump out of the way. Because that's when it's looking to do a bit of a hit on you. And when it's kind of running around like this, it's just a good idea to avoid it where you can. And essentially there's lots of tells in terms of where it's going to hit you, because there's a light on the ground. But you can see here we've managed to get ourselves into a position where we can just wail away. And then suddenly it's running away and you know that you're on the right track. One tip is to be able to pick up a few herbs on the way. So there's one up here and you will find you go past this on a regular basis. So if you are running low on potions for some reason, maybe you've got towards the end of the battle and it's still difficult to complete, you're going to need the auto craft function to get those potions on a regular basis. So again, you can see it running around quite a lot, and essentially we're just trying to stay out of its way until it kind of gets itself into a place where we can do some damage. And it looks like it has slowed down a little bit now, so we can get in some hits. But it's also looking to get in its own hits, so you need to be ready to get out of the way. But if you can get yourself in a good position, then sometimes it's kind of worth risking a hit. But you just need to manage your own health. And make sure you dive out of the way of any electricity that gets anywhere near you. And again, anytime it's on the ground, you've just got to get in as many hits as you can. You just try to do as much damage. However, when it is in electricity form, you can see that you bounce a lot more. And we're going to get hit here, but it was well worth it because we got in a lot of damage. And so we're just going to drop a potion. And you'll find that you need to cycle your way through potions quite regularly to stay in this battle. And you can see those lines where it's going to do the electricity. You've got to stay away from those. Just like that. And then you can get into a good position to do some damage. Well, we got hit there, but again, it was kind of tactical. We were just trying to get in our own hits. And we're just going to Mega Potion up. Now, in all fairness to this team, we're actually doing pretty well. We've got one feint and we're doing a lot of damage. So when you do get a chance to hit it, it's good to just keep on doing it as much as you can, because the opportunities are few and far between. And if you are determined to take it on as a team, then make sure you use everybody else's health boosters as opportunities to get yourself back in the game. So big swinging hits can do a lot of damage, especially if you can get the horn like that 54. And we are just doing a lot of clobbering, and we kind of knew we were going to get hit, but again, it was kind of worth it because we did a lot of damage. And it's simply a case of getting a Mega Potion to be able to get back into the action. And if it's down and you're not too close, then you've got to get there fast, because you want to be able to get in as much damage as you can when it is on the ground. And you can see it's pretty beleaguered. It looks like it's on its way out. We'll be very surprised if it lasts too much longer. Ordinarily, when it starts to limp like that, it kind of heads back up to its hideaway, but at the moment, it's still fighting us all. And again, you can see the lines. We're just in the middle of those just to stay out of the damage. But you can see it is pretty much in a bad way. And it's going back up to its den. And that's where we'll see it sleeping. And we should be able to drop a few bombs on it. And on the way up, there is an opportunity to pick up another herb. But I'm not sure we'll kind of need it at this stage. This is probably our best battle with the Tempered Kirin with a team. Ordinarily, somebody else faints. And we're dropping a couple of mega barrel bombs. And we're just going to wait to see if anybody else comes in to drop a few as well. Oh, this dude's going to detonate them. So we've also got the Vitality Mantle, which is back in action. And the Thunderproof Mantle, which we're going to use now to try and clear the fight, which came in handy then because it managed to get us. Okay, trying to get in some hits while it's here. As you can see, somebody is detonating bombs by it, which can work out pretty good. And we took a full-on hit there, but it was kind of worth it, we think. We hope, anyway. So we're just going to drop a Mega Potion and get ourselves in this health booster. And then we're going to take off the Vitality Mantle. And we're going to drop the Thunder Mantle. And get out of the way of that. And so we're just trying to get in some hits while it's here. And standing in the middle of these lines. But we didn't quite manage to get the accuracy quite right. And that kind of shows how difficult it is to avoid those lines, even when you can see them. Okay, so just getting in some hits. And then dodging backwards. Which works quite well. Now it's looking pretty tired. It's definitely on its way out. And we're just getting in as much hits as we can. Going to drop a standard potion. And then get in to do some damage. Okay, so we're close enough to get in some big swinging hits, but it managed to jump out of the way. And we managed to stay out of the way of all that problems. Getting in some hits now. Big 67 on its head. Kind of took a hit, but because we've got the Thunderproof Mantle, it didn't really hit us all that hard. Again, just standing in the middle of the line so that we can avoid being hit. And getting it in as many hits. And there we go. That is the Tempered Kirin done. Now, we really didn't think we were going to take it on with a team, but we managed to do it nonetheless. It was a pretty good team, but those tactics should help you to take this beast down. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and you can check out the rest of our Monster Hunter videos with the links on the right hand side. Smash that like button, leave any comments below, and we will catch you next time. Cheers guys, goodbye.